Welcome back, everybody, to Week 13, another NFC North matchup, Vikings, Lions. And before we jump into the game, we have the playoff picture, the first of the season already coming into shape here. And as we take a look, we do have that one seed. So even after our loss to the Packers, it's not the end of the world. We still have that 2-game lead. Of course, they still have a bye week that they need to go through. So who knows, in that time it could go down to a 1-game lead. Hopefully not. But we have the 1 seed. Also in the NFC, we currently have the Cowboys versus the Giants slated, and the Panthers and Washington football team in this universe still, and then the 49ers and the Packers. Over on the other side, the AFC, the Texans actually have currently the first round bye, followed by the Kansas City Chiefs, who are slated to play against the Titans, the Patriots and the Bills, and then the Browns and the Jaguars. The Jaguars have been in the playoffs every single season in this universe. They've been to 2 Super Bowls in a row. We beat them horribly last year. I'm sure they're looking for some revenge. But that's what the playoff picture is currently looking like. And welcome to yet again another NFC North matchup, this time being hosted by the Detroit Lions as we come into town, and hopefully this game goes a bit better for us than the last game where our offense just couldn't do a thing against the Packers. Our second loss of the season, and I mean the defense played as well as they could considering the fact that Saunders threw, I think, 5, maybe 6 interceptions. Mund ended up coming in for him. He threw a touchdown, also threw an interception. It even looks like Jared Goff is playing much better than Saunders has. And of course, it's still important to note that Alex Brooks is still starting at linebacker. Eric Hendricks is still going to be out for another couple games, but I believe he'll be back for the next Packers game as we get a big hit there from Joyner, but Swift around the corner and gets 19 on the first carry of the game. When we take a look up front here, it looks like the linemen for the Lions tend to have the advantage. We're going to see if that's true here. They go for a play action. As we miss the sack, they're able to get the ball out before Pierce wraps up Goff, but incompletion, we'll take it. And on 2nd and 10, we'll come out in our double A gap blitz here. Kind of get Dantzler off of Hunter just a little bit. And free around the corner. Not able to get the pick, though, with Ward. Another incompletion, but still not bad. And on 3rd and 10, they come out with a bunch to the left, 1 receiver to the right. And they're going to check it down. Alex Brooks there to get the tackle. Very unlucky animation, but first down Lions. Swift ran through like 3 guys basically, falls forward and gets the first. Bit of unluckiness there on our part, but that's fine. We'll come back here. We had to choose between 2 different guys, and they get the ball. I believe that's Smith-Schuster. Yes, it is. He gets the reception second completion of the game. They did pass it to Swift on that last play. And he gets close to the first, going to bring up a 2nd and 1, and also going to bring up a double A gap blitz. Let's see if we're able to get off of any blocks here. Get to the quarterback, Dantzler, close, and that's why we're not re-signing Fuller. No need to hold the receiver, but he does, and they'll have the ball down at the goal line. It's actually marked at the 5. Definitely looked a bit closer to the goal line to me, but that's fine. We'll take it. Try to cover all the slant routes here. And now we finally get home. Daniil with the sack. Going to back him up to the 16. Always like a 2nd and goal from 10 plus yards. And why not make this one from 16? As they go for the run here. They get a nice cut back there from Swift. He saw Brooks trying to flow with the running back there. They end up getting the cut back, and Hunter slows him down, and then Brooks ends up wrapping him up. We go off the edge here, and not even close to anybody. That's going to be out of the back of the end zone. And for the first attempted points of the game, they'll bring out their field goal team from the 10-yard line, kicking from about the 12. So 22-yard field goal, about down the middle. 3-zip. Lions currently lead early in this game. And as I said at the beginning of this episode, Cook is back. And hopefully he could lead this offense to a more steady future, at least this season, as he gets a gain of 10 on his first rush back after his ruptured disc injury, I believe it was. Now that means we have currently 5 running backs on roster, and I thought maybe it's time to move the Dalvin Rhodes back to the practice squad, but considering the fact that we need to run the ball a lot, I want to have options in case anyone gets injured. So we will be, as you see here, it is ruptured disc. During the time he was gone, our production did fall a little bit, but honestly, the guys we had brought in, being Dalvin Rhodes and then bringing back Cordero Patterson, everyone did their part, played pretty well. The only one who didn't was Saunders. It was his time to shine. It was his time to take control of the offense and really make it his offense. He wasn't able to do so, as we get a huge run here from Ham. A huge run for a fullback, at least. But yeah, I was really looking forward, not really looking forward to it, it's a sad way of putting it due to an injury, but was looking at the opportunity that Saunders had, and just he couldn't really pull away with it. So instead we'll go back to a bit more of the running game now that we have everyone back and healthy. We go down the middle here with Nwangwu. Second effort, goes forward, gets close to the first. They're going to call it a 3rd and inches. Now, of course, I don't want to entirely leave the passing game, as we have Jefferson, Thielen, Sharks playing decently well this year. So I don't want to get away from all that, but need to be realistic with what we have here with Saunders, at least this year, and kind of give the ball to the running backs, help them carry this team a bit. And then every now and then we'll come in with maybe some play action and try to take the top off the defense, especially if they are getting a little bit too close, as we go here to Flanagan. He gets a nice catch and completion down to the 6. But yeah, if the defense starts stacking the line, definitely want to try to pop one over their heads, make them back up, just kind of help the offense, the rushing game help the passing game, and the passing game help the rushing game, although nothing really helps there, as we're going to lose a few on that first down carry. And just like that, we are into the second quarter. Game going by pretty quick, 3-zip, but we're at the goal line, trying to see if we could get something here. They're doing a pretty good job of stuffing the run down here. We lost a few on the first down carry, gained a couple on the second down carry, and on third down, we're going to come out here with the slants. Try to see if we could find someone open, or at least some running room for Saunders. They evacuate the middle of the field, and he's in, going to give us our first touchdown since I think it was the third quarter of the last game, when Saunders got benched. Munn came in, threw a pass to Jefferson. Before that, that was it. I mean, that was the only touchdown last week, so nice to be back in the end zone a bit earlier in this game. And the defense takes the field for the first time in 2 games with the lead, which is, I'm sure, nice for them, as they get a nice block cutback from Swift. They're going to get about a gain of 8. And in the second half of this season, Graves has really turned it on. He's gotten a sack in most of the games, if not 2. Of course, he also won us this Seahawks game with that late game sack safety. So, seen some good improvement from him, seen some improvement from Alex Brooks, especially with Eric Kendricks being out. But we're going to need to see that continue. And if you guys didn't catch the Seattle game, I suggest you go back and check it out. It's a long episode, a little bit over an hour, but that's because we had the scouting special part of that video. So we went over a large majority, not all, but a majority of the players that we have on our scouting favorite list. just talked a little bit about those players, what they could potentially bring to us, and kind of what we're looking at doing in this upcoming draft. And the unfortunate part for us is that planning for this next draft is kind of difficult. We have quite a few older players who are starters who they might retire, they might regress significantly, so it's kind of hard to plan what we need to do. And now with Saunders throwing in his poor play of late, kind of makes you think, do we need to look at quarterback? What do we do here? So a lot to consider in this next draft. It will be a big one for the future of this team, as it looks like Swift ended up injured, hurt something on that last play. He was down on the ground after the tackle, clutching at his back. So hopefully nothing too serious for them, for Swift in particular, as we've seen what the loss of your starting running back can do. However, luckily for us, our star running back is back, and hoping that that'll make the difference here in what has been a slow offense for a few weeks. However, flag on this first down carry. And that's going to fall on Christian Darasaw. It's going to back us up to the 25. And we're going to come out with a 3-receiver set to the left. Flanagan alone here to the right. And, okay, we get the catch. For some reason, Thielen did not continue down the sideline. He was supposed to on that route, but instead he made it like a wheel comeback. Strange, but hey, we got the completion, so I'll take it. And on 2nd and 7, we'll switch it up, same formation, but we'll go with the run play here. We get a fake block from Jefferson, and another flag hits the turf. And another one, this time on Cleveland. This drive, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. However, only a 2nd and 11, which means the holding, it was called way down the field. So, kind of nice there. Chark not able to catch this one. Safety drops back and is able to knock it away. It was a close one. It was close both ways. Could have been a pick pretty easily or a completion there by Chark. Not seeing much here. We're just going to try to have to scramble, hold on to it, try to get the first down, and it's going to be close. And they're going to call it 4th and 1, probably about half a yard, a little under a yard. And yeah, as you see here, I mean, we're basically on that first down mark. So we're going to go for it. Ham down the middle, great blocking up front, gets about the 1.5 yards that we need to secure that first down, and we'll continue to hold possession. And on first down here, we're going to bring out Mund, not because Saunders has been benched already, but he's pretty tired after taking that hit. We're going to run here with Mund. Would have liked a block there on 23, but 18-yard rush on first down will take it. And following that 2-minute warning, Saunders able to catch his breath a little bit, so he's back out onto the field here. Get a nice juke originally from Patterson, tried to have him juke back inside, only gets a gain of 1 on that first down carry. And the way the team is set up here, the defense, with a single high safety, I would love to see if we could get Thielen. Didn't quite get the look we were really wanting. We are going to find Chark, gets the feed in, secures the catch, and is out of bounds at the 12. And of course, his contract is up at the end of this season. Has he proven himself to be a number 1, number 2 kind of guy? Obviously, we have Jefferson, but you need 3 receivers in the modern NFL. Thielen, no idea if he's going to be here next year. He could very well retire. He's getting a bit older, so that's something we need to consider. Saunders not able to get the wheels going early enough. Going to get sacked by Trey Flowers. Now, just under a minute left here in the first quarter. Going to change up the play call. Have Flanagan at least get into the end zone or the first down. But we're going to go to the outside. Jefferson not able to secure the catch. Bounced right off of his hands. We're going to go for the field goal here. 45 seconds left in the first half. Going to go up by at least a touchdown here. Going to make it 10-7. There's still some time left for the Lions to do something. They have all their timeouts, but let's hope our defense stands strong. We now have just over 40 seconds left. We're going to change this to ensure that we're having someone covering everyone. They're going to go across the middle here. Kind of smart, but also kind of not. You go across the middle thinking that the defense is going to be protecting the outside, should leave the open, or the middle open. In their case, it does kind of work. They get the first down, but they're wasting time now, having to use 2 of their 3 timeouts. 33 seconds left. We're just going to continue running the man coverage here, making sure we have at least 1 hat on every receiver so that nothing goes awry. We get the sack from Hunter. It would have either been Hunter or Graves, but Hunter gets there in a few yards ahead of Graves, and the final timeout is taken for the Lions. 3rd and 12. It looks like they're kind of setting up to run here. I'm going to scoot the offense to the left. They are going to pass it. We're just kind of floating around here with Smith. That ball pops up on the hit and hits the turf. Going to bring up a 4th and 12. And the offense takes the field with 8 seconds left in the first half. If we could get into field goal range, that would be fantastic. Not looking quite likely here. Maybe. Call a timeout? No. Not enough time left, and incomplete. Jefferson wasn't able to hold on to it. Could have been a huge play there, but just didn't fall in our favor. In fact, it fell out of our favor. Jefferson not able to hold on to it, but we see as we head into the locker room here, we're currently leading in all of the stats but takeaways, where no team has had either of those. But let's take a look at what's happening around the league, or at least highlight some games, I guess. So Packers-Bears, a big one for the NFC North. Obviously, we're playing the Lions, so no other teams of importance there, but these are some games if you're interested. And luckily for us, we will be receiving the second half kick, so a great opportunity to widen our lead. That's what we want, to win some games by more than 3 points or a touchdown, or in the Seattle game, 2 points with the huge sack safety by our rookie defensive lineman Graves. Was honestly, I've never won a game in Madden by getting a safety, so fantastic for that game, but then followed that up by losing to the Packers, so But let's focus on this game. We need to secure the win here against the Lions. We've beat the Bears once already this year. We lost to the Packers. We would like to at least split all these series, I guess you could call this. Not really a series as they're not back-to-back, but the split the games against our rivals, or win the games. Win the games are always fantastic. We swept the North last year. Fortunately, with that loss to the Packers, not going to do it this year, but Ham with a first down and a nice run at that. But unfortunately, this is Ham's contract season, and with him being 30 years old, and with us drafting Thurston the other draft, we're just going to scramble here, get close to the first down with Saunders. Actually got a lot more yards there than I was thinking. But yeah, unfortunately, with Ham being 30 years old in this season, and with us drafting Thurston, this will be his last season with the Vikings. We get a nice run down the, not really down the middle, but offset with Cook here. And like I said early in this game, we have 5 running backs right now, which is definitely a bit of an overkill, but you never know with the health of these guys, as we get a big run here from Freeman on his first carry. Going to use him in some of the power formations, and Wongru more in some of the outside kind of runs. So it's just going to be a running back by committee right now. Obviously, we'll have Cook lead the way, but we have a lot of guys we need to try to keep healthy, because right now, as we saw at the beginning of the episode, we are looking at the number 1 seed for the NFC in the playoffs. We get the dump off perfectly to Freeman. Nice play there by Saunders. He fights through a guy and gets down to the 5. Love seeing that play there from Freeman and Saunders. They're able to connect. We've tried that a few times recently, but every time we passed it, the receiver turned around right when we threw it, and it fell incomplete. So really nice read there from Saunders. Some of that running that he's done in this game could very well be why we were able to get that. Cook not able to get in the end zone, but very close. He gets us down to the 1, and it's up to the big goons up front to push this line and get us into the end zone. Or not really. We break a tackle in the backfield, and Cook is in. Able to get some of the blocks, some of them not so much, but Cook is in for the first time since he ruptured a disc earlier in this season. I want to say it was week 5. great seeing him back in the end zone, as we're going to kick this right down the middle with Koo. Going to put us up 17-3, and that's the kind of lead I'm looking for. The Lions take the field, now down 2 touchdowns. They have 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and they're setting up a screen as Joyner not able to get the tackle, and it looks like Swift still injured. So their backup running back is in, and he had a great first carry there. Broke some tackles. Say carry, it was a screen, but we're in the backfield. No sack. Goff throws out of it. Daniil furious about that, as I too really hate when that happens. I really don't like the throwing out of the sack. I feel like it should be a loss of something. Because honestly, if they throw the ball and it touches a receiver's hands or something, all right, I'm fine with throwing out of a sack. Because sometimes some quarterbacks can throw a fantastic completion as their tight end does not want to go down. He gets the first down. But yeah, no, some quarterbacks really good at throwing completions while under pressure, but for those that aren't and just end up throwing them like what Goff did, just tossing it up when he's getting sacked, that to me is basically just intentional grounding. So I feel like that should be added to that penalty. They're going to send their tight end in motion, and Brooks destroys Goff. Unfortunately, Goff handed the ball off to the running back, and they don't get the first down, though, because we had another group of Vikings there, but could have been much worse than what it was. At a sack fumble. That is Graves with another sack. A flag is down, however. And we could go ahead and decline this. But that is another game. 3 in a row. 4 in a row. 4 games in a row with a sack from Graves, putting on a tremendous second half of the season. He had 2 in the Falcons game, which included his first of his career, then followed that up with the sack safety to win the game in Seattle. He had a sack last week in the loss to the Packers, and then another sack here, this time forcing the fumble. So man is coming up clutch for us in this second half, which is really nice to see, as we did spend a first-round pick on him. And there goes my phone. Should check out what that is and turn that on vibrate. And on 2nd and 7, we're going to bring Freeman back out here. He ran pretty well for us in that last drive. Going to help us run through some guys, especially as the defenses, they typically get weaker as the game goes. And that is why we kept all of our 5 running backs. Freeman now gets up a bit slow. Hopefully nothing too big, but we do have the depth. And that one could very well be serious, as he was heading into the locker room with the training staff, holding some part of his arm, so could be something big there. Thielen not able to get that one in between the safeties. It was a close one, but not quite close enough. Hand the ball off down the middle here with Cook. Get a gain of a few as we were brought down by big boy number 98. And we got the update, broken collarbone for Freeman. So he'll be out for, I think that's about typically a 4-game injury. And on 3rd and 6, we're going to run the slants, but we're going to bring Mund out just so we have that running ability, or at least more of a running ability. As we do end up getting Jefferson open late, only one on this left-hand side, not enough speed to get into the end zone. He fights for it down to the 10. And that was a great job there by Mund. You saw he wanted to scramble, read that Trey Flowers was getting off the edge, made the smart decision, found the open receiver, and he got us all the way down here to the red zone, not the end zone yet. We get a 3-yard carry there from Dalvin. And obviously we've been passing the ball a lot, or running the ball a lot, so let's see if maybe a pass ends up working here in our favor. Not really, and yeah. As soon as I hit the button, I saw it. We had a guy open in the back of the end zone, but the way that the route was running and where Arawari, I believe is how you pronounce it, was kind of just floating into that open space, and that's a costly one. I will take the blame for that one instead of Saunders. As soon as I hit the button, I knew that there was nothing really I was going to be able to do there. As we get so close to the sack, not able to fight through the running back there. Held us off just long enough. Goff able to float that one out of bounds. And that kind of throwaway, perfectly fine. There was a receiver right there, so I'll accept that throwaway. However, I will not accept this completion to Hawkinson for a first down. Come on, defense. Just kidding. They say it was not a first down. I definitely think it was, but I'll take it. As that sets up a 3rd and inches with the ball basically on the line to gain mark. As we're just not going to tackle Hawkinson until they get to the 49. So big play there from their tight end and kind of like their franchise tight end in this universe. A little bit of momentum going towards the Lions here. 17-3 though, with little time remaining in the 4th. They're kind of in the same situation, but a little bit better than we were last week. Actually, I think about the same, because we were down 14 points. It's 21-7, yeah. So about the same spot that we were last week. Hopefully we get the win this time. Of course, we are definitely favored to at this point, but former Vikings defenses have given up a lot of points late in games, so hopefully that doesn't happen here. And Wanham, in someone we haven't seen get many sacks this year, and celebration cut a little short as one of the offensive linemen for the Lions comes up a little injured on that play. He was able to walk off under his own power, headed over to the trainer's table where they looked like they were checking out something to do with his right leg. Could be knee, could be something entirely different, but we get the tackle pretty quickly there with Harrison Smith on that dump off. And that brings up a 3rd and 16 from the 43. We're going to run some man coverage here just to make sure we have a hat on every receiver, just to avoid any big costly mistakes, as very close incompletion there forced by Fuller, able to shake off the timing a bit of Smith-Schuster. And they're going to go for it, 4th and 16, very similar to where we were last week. This time, Fuller just says, Cephas, if you want it, take the touchdown, and Cephas said no. I was definitely getting ready to blast Fuller on that play, as he just didn't even put any effort into swatting away the pass, picking it off, anything. Luckily, the receiver also didn't expect that and just drops it. So we'll take over and start chewing this clock. We gained 4 on the first down carry. And then, honestly, I'm fine with a gain of 4 about each carry. Dalvin going to get a bit more than that there, though. About a gain of 8-ish. Maybe a little bit more. Going to use his speed here, try to get around the edge. We have some off corner play. We bounce off of Ham, stumble around, but we get the first down, and the Lions are starting to call those timeouts. So we're just going to keep doing what works here, keep running the ball. I would maybe pass it a little bit here and there, but considering Saunders threw the interception last time, we'll just stick to what we do best here, and that's going to run out this clock. And just to show a little appreciation here to Dalvin Rhodes. He honestly helped us out quite a bit in a couple games, and we were very short on running backs, so we'll give him a couple carries here late in this game as the Lions called their last and final timeout. Yeah, Dalvin Rhodes, not Cook, gains 5 on his first carry. Well, let's go right back to it. Right down the middle, powers through, and he's in. He fought for it. He wanted it. Honestly, he deserves it, and it gives us a game day goal, so why not? Going to put us up even larger. We're up a lot now. And very similarly to the Kansas City game where we got destroyed, we came back that next game, beat the Cowboys. This time, after losing to the Packers, we're coming back big, like real big, and beating, well, I'm not sure you could say really big considering it is just the Lions, but coming back with a big staple win here against the Lions, currently up 21 points as we are now about, well, a minute and 20 seconds left in this game. No about as the clock is not running after that incompletion. They go for another quick pass, and we get the interception finally. Haven't had one of those, I feel like, in forever. Joyner gets the pick, gets down to the 26. And just because I was so quick to roast Fuller on that last possession, let's give him some praise there. 2 plays in a row, knocks the pass away from the receiver. So pretty good plays there from him. Honestly, without him, we don't really have the ball right now. Cook gets the first down carry. I wanted him to spin there, but I guess I hit the button a little too late, but we still get the first down on that carry, down to the 13, a little over a minute left. And this clock will continue to run here. So we're going to go for play action here, just to see what I see. Throw the ball away. It'll stop the clock, but I just wanted to see if we could take a bit of a pop shot for one of our tight ends here, as they typically do a lot of work for us, and a lot of work that isn't seen, as Dalvin falls into the end zone. However, there's a flag on this play. Will probably negate the touchdown. And it is going to be on Dalton Smith. Going to negate that touchdown run, but a great run nonetheless. Instead, with 22 seconds left, 2nd and 13, we're going to run a draw play here with Nwangwu. Not able to get great blocking there, but honestly, we break enough tackles, fight forward, and we're going to call the timeout, see if we could get Dalvin one more on the day. Especially since he missed so much time this season. I'd like to see him have a few more touchdowns, as they say no. So let's let the clock drain. We'll call a timeout with a few seconds left, and we'll try one more time. And if Dalvin doesn't get in on this play, then it's just not meant to be. But we're going to try it nonetheless, right down the middle, and O'Neal almost takes him out. But Dalvin's in again, only 4 touchdowns on the season. That's why I want to get him a few more, as he missed so much time this year due to that injury. But we're going to get the win here, and a big win. As the boys head into the locker room victorious, we see huge rushing game for us, 253 yards, only 128 passing yards. It's honestly probably what the rest of the season is going to have to be, as that seems to be when we have our best success, when we're running first, passing second. And after that game, we see here Royce Freeman, his injury much longer than I originally thought with a broken collarbone. It's actually going to be 7 weeks, so he'll miss the next 6 games, basically putting him out for the rest of the season, the rest of the regular season, but should be back for the postseason. And as we sim on over to week 14, where we will be facing off against the 3-9 Cincinnati Bengals, take a look at those standings down in the bottom right corner. We see the Vikings have a 3-game lead, at least in terms of losses, over the Packers. So they also would have lost last week, meaning they still need to, I think, have a bye because they've played more games than we have. But we have a little bit more of that cushion, even though we have lost to them. So obviously don't like losing to them, but it's nothing too worrisome, at least right now. Right now, we really just need to focus on the Cincinnati Bengals, and then we'll hit back-to-back NFC North matchups, and it looks like we'll be finishing against the Bears in Week 18, as in Week 17, we'll be playing against the Raiders at home. So that's what the rest of the regular season looks like. We are currently looking, as I show the playoff picture here, we'll begin and end both looking at the playoff picture. We currently still have that first round bye, which we were fighting for last year against the Seahawks. We ended up not getting it, but we got our revenge in the NFC Championship. Currently, not much has really changed here in terms of the NFC side, despite the Bears actually coming in and joining the current playoff picture here. I believe the Bears and the Packers have the same record or very similar records. I'm going to jump back here to the standings. As very similar, the Bears still need to play a game, so the Packers have played more games than at least us and actually all of the NFC North. But yeah, so 8-5, 7-5. The extra win there is why the Packers are higher in the seeding, but a lot happening here in the NFC North as we finish up this regular season. So My phone goes off again. Was it earlier in this game or was it maybe last game it did? I'm not quite sure, but we're wrapping up here anyway. To make sure you guys are sticking around and seeing how the rest of this regular season finishes up, and to hear a little bit about what our next feature project will be. We'll still continue this series after this season, but after this season, we will drop down to it being posted only 2 days a week, and then we're going to bring in an experimental series for 1 day a week. So let me know in the comment section below what days of the week you'd want this series coming out, and what day of the week you would want the experimental one coming out. So we post every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. We post on football nights. I took the Saturday for college football instead of, because we started the season when the actual season was still going. So instead of competing with actual NFL games, I had it out on Saturday. If you guys would like that changed now that we're in the off season, let me know. But yeah, make sure you're sticking around for the rest of this series and to hear more by hitting that subscription button down below. If you hit the bell notification, YouTube will notify you of when I post, or you can follow me on Twitter, BigBearB_gaming, so that way you'll see also there when these episodes go live. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.